There will be more Korean trainees than global trainees in the final group, and roughly 3 global trainees will debut. Net has shown their blatant favoritism towards Korean trainees in Girls Planet, so I'm confident that this same favoritism will be repeated in Boys Planet. I think that many global trainees will likely be evil edited, or given little to no screen time in comparison to the Korean trainees, which therefore means they are likely to receive less votes. When it came to voting in Girls Planet, the Korean vote made up 50% of the result, yet the international vote also made up 50%. However, there were far less voters in Korea than there were in the rest of the world. On average, this meant that one Korean vote had far more power than one international vote, and the Korean general public had more say in the final lineup. 6 of the 9K group trainees in the finale were voted into Kepler because of this, and all of the non-Korean trainees that debuted in Kepler had the lower ranks. I predict that the culmination of these various factors will be repeated in Boys Planet, and there will only be around 3 global trainees in the final group. The final group will have 10 members. This prediction is just more of an overall gut feeling rather than a calculated assumption, but let me explain my reasoning. In Girls Planet, the final group consisted of 9 members, which meant there was a possibility of an equal 3 members of each group, K, C, and J groups respectively, and an even amount of each group continued throughout the show until the finale. Since this year for Boys Planet there are 2 separate groups, the Korean group and the global group. I believe an equal amount of trainees from each group will advance through each round until the finale. The groups for these survival shows are on the larger side, so I believe 10 members is an accurate guess. There will be lots of evil editing. This is pretty much guaranteed, since Net obviously can't directly rig the votes like they used to in the Produce series. I believe they will try to sway viewers' opinions towards certain trainees and away from others so they can have a rough say over who debuts in the final group. We've seen this in Girls Planet, as trainees like Fu Yanning or Chae Bing were evil edited and therefore lost supporters. Yet trainees like Kim Daeyeon or Kim Bora were constantly highlighted and given minutes of screen time at a time in attempts for them to receive more votes. Net will surely repeat this tactic in Boys Planet, as much as I hate it. There will be a grading system, like in the Produce series. Part of what made the Produce series stand out compared to other K-pop survival shows was its unique grading system to distinguish trainees based on their performance in the initial evaluation. I believe this grading system will be implemented into Boys Planet, and I'm pretty confident about this. In the pick-me performances of each Produce season, the A grade would start the performance, and each grade would come in on a part of the stage or separate platform to join the A grade one grade at a time. The F grade would also be at the bottom of these platforms as essentially backup dancers, and hardly be seen. This seems to be what's happening in the Boys Planet Hirayan stage, as there is a small group of trainees that start the performance as others join bit by bit, and finally a select few are at the bottom and not even on the stage at all. The stage is split in half, with the blue side being Korean trainees and pink side being global trainees. The numbers of trainees in each group is not equal on each level. For example, on the first level there are 8 Korean trainees and 5 global trainees, which makes me think this is the A grade. And if this weren't grade-based, I think Net would make sure the stage was symmetrical. I really hope it is a grading system, as I would much prefer this to a ranking like what we saw in Girls Planet. The final group will become more popular than Kepler. I think that the group that comes out of Boys Planet will be more popular than Kepler. With time, people have begun to gain back more and more of their trust for Net after the Produce rigging scandal. So I think that more people will tune into Boys Planet than they did for Girls Planet. I also think that this season will be more similar to the Produce series with a grading system and less emphasis on ethnicity like Girls Planet had. So the general public will gravitate towards it more. And just like how 101 became more popular than IOI, I believe this group will become more popular than Kepler. There haven't really been many boy groups debuting and making a big impact for the past couple of years, so I believe that there's a gap in the market that this group could fill. However, when it came to Kepler, they debuted around the same time as so many new and amazing girl groups with unique concepts from large companies, and were somewhat drowned out.